Live. How's everybody doing? Give me a second just to present this. And Satinka, you want to take a peek in the Facebook group and just make sure that all of the software and everything is working correctly. As you can see, I have the beautiful Satinka with us today. We are going to be talking about movement, which is a really nice way of saying exercise, because there's a lot of negative mindset that comes with the word exercise. We're going to work on that today. But I would start by saying if we can replace the word exercise with movement and just think of movement as such a blessing that you can move your body, and think of exercise as a blessing that you can move your body, that's a great place to start. So super excited for you guys to hear from Satinka. But as always, we're going to start off with a testimony. So this one comes from Michelle, and she's just talking a little bit about how she's lost some weight, which of course in many cases enables you to move your body in a more efficient way. So she said, getting my Solle product, I have lost 10 pounds. However, it is not only the drop in pounds that impressed me, but I have more energy than before without any jitters. I have tried multiple supplements over the years, but have never had the results with a product that was completely natural. My appetite is curbed, more energy, especially in the middle of the day, which many of us struggle with, and I have more mental clarity. I would recommend this product to everyone and anyone who wants to improve their health and drop some pounds. So that comes from Michelle, and she's beautiful in this picture. So super excited. Thanks, Michelle, for sharing. So as we've been going through the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the 6 goals for success. So far, we've talked about adaptogens and what they are, why they're so important, and go back and review that call. And just as a side note, every single Solle Naturals product contains at a minimum 1 adaptogen in it. And so that's what really makes us unique. And then we talked about nutrition, and we had Dr. Victoria on, who's super passionate about water and types of water and how to drink your water and how much to drink your water. And so she did the thing, meeting about hydration. And then today we have Satinka talking about movements. We still have sleep and gratitude to talk about, but super excited today to talk about movement. So here's Satinka with a few of her beautiful children. So Satinka, go ahead and take it away and tell us more about why we should be moving our bodies.
Thank you. And that's my husband, not just my children in that picture. All right. So what is movement? Yes, anything that causes your muscles to work, consequently burning calories. Also, movement is for your day-to-day activities. Exercise to attain that elevated heart rate and or muscle gain. So as we go along, you'll see how exercise and movement is really for everyone. And so why exercise? Why? All right, so many of us, I think most of us can agree that we think exercise and we think about looks and aesthetics and fitting into clothes a certain way and everything. But exercise is not just for looks and aesthetics. It's for your future self who wants to get up off the couch without a lift in your future. It's also for your future self that will want to shop for your own groceries. Think about that. Think about what it takes if, depending on your stage of life, think about what that takes to go and get your own groceries and load them all in and load them in the car and put them all away. That's what also movement and exercise is for, your future self. And I like to think about also your future self being able to enjoy a long day at an amusement park with your grandkids. Think about what a toll it takes being out all day. So, just keep those in mind as you think about movement and exercise. It's not just for looks. So we're going to go through why it says right here, back to that slide, the benefits of exercise. So one of them is, yes, releases specific hormones and endorphins. I'm sure some of you may have heard some of this before, but some people in the gym even call them, like the happy hormones, or have you ever heard runner's high, because it's just a state, an elevated state of, after or during exercise. And another benefit is it improves your mental health and your mood. And that, again, if you're increasing or improving the healthy hormones and they're flowing, it's going to affect your mental health and your mood more. We'll go through more of it in a little bit, but I just want to share some together, because this is a big subject. And another one is it provides clear thinking and better memory, even new brain cells, and helps you learn. And that actually, a resource I like to refer to is called The Fix, and it's by one of our founders and our scientific advisor is Dr. Allison Caldwell Andrews. Her book is called The Fix, and she has a great section all on exercise. So provides clear thinking, better memory, new brain cells, and helps you learn. So according to something she has in here is where she says the blood vessels that are pumping because of your exercise or movement, the blood vessels will be nourishing new neurons. So there's more on that, but I just wanted to cite that one little one about it. So, you get your blood flowing, it's reaching your brain, and just, wow, just so many cool things happen. All right, so another one, reduces the feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression. So without, I want to say the nerdy side of all of this, if you think about, getting out for exercise or going out for a walk, or meeting with a friend to go for a walk, or anything that involves moving your body, just think about what that can do for your depression. If you've been inside and you're having a hard time because of something you're going through, and you need to do something different to kind of get you out of it. So most of us know that we kind of have to change our environment just a smidge, just do a little thing to get out of that stuck spot. And then, the mood changes. So the same with exercise. And she talks about, on this one, she said exercise increases. So here's the nerdy part. It increases the levels of, it's a hormone, BDNF, and the BDNF boosts the production of a neurotransmitter called serotonin. There's another hormone. Serotonin is the neurotransmitter involved in thinking, feeling, sensitivity to pain, sleep, and hunger. This neurotransmitter is strongly associated with depression and self-esteem. And this is the neurotransmitter frequently targeted by antidepressant medications. So you can see how if you're going to increase that level of that hormone, how it's going to, then release or produce the neurotransmitter serotonin, and it affects your thinking, your feeling, your sensitivity to pain, your sleep, and your hunger. You can just see how everything is connected. And so that's just a little nerdy way to think about it, is it's not just, okay, I'm going to be in control of this. Okay, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling this, and I'm going to go do this thing to get myself out. It's not just you. It's like you're partnering with what your body needs to get out of it and then create a new habit. So that is an awesome benefit. And another thing that you see there is it says it helps kick addiction. This one I was really fascinated by, because when I started to think about it, I was like, wow, yeah, because if you exercise more, you're moving more, you start to be a little bit more thoughtful and considerate of what you're eating. So, but take it further is, we'll take a simple example many of us know is smoking. That, if you're adding in a new healthy habit, you might consider what the smoking might be doing to limit your abilities. So So yeah, she says, in her book too, and exercise will help you get rid of addiction. But I liked that she also said, addiction isn't just the obvious, like things like smoking, many of us can relate to, but she says, is sugar an addiction? Is coffee an addiction? Is fighting with your partner an addiction? Or watching TV? You can see how all of these things can negatively impact how you feel. That might take the place of exercise. So if you switch it and think of, okay, how can I include exercise to improve my activity level, that would take the place of an addiction I may or may not, I may have. And most of us do. I love how she mentioned, she's like, is watching TV, or, I'm not sure what year she wrote this book, but are you addicted to social media? Put your phone down and go outside. All right. So the next one is helps maintain strong bones and joints. So this one, again, I feel like it's a little obvious because, again, blood flow, you are moving the blood to your outer extremities, new, fresh blood that you are pumping out to your fingers and your toes and your joints. And so even with movement, say you're not really using a lot of stretching right now, or you're new to stretching, but just the movement alone is continuing to improve your range of motion. You can't take for granted what it takes to sit down on the couch and stand up, or even going down to the ground to pick up something off the ground and standing up. Many of us, depending again, your stage of life or what age you are, we might take that for granted now, but if you stop doing that and, it becomes harder later. So, having good blood pumping through your body really does help maintain strong bones and joints. And I think moving on to the next one, better sleep, is just think about that. If you have spent time exercising, you have improved your mood, improved the feelings of stress and depression and anxiety, or you've even used energy, you've spent energy, I think you can see how that might lead to better sleep because you exercised and you improved your mental health thinking, and the thing you've been working on, you were stressing out about, you helped alleviate some of that stress. So you can go to bed better because it's dealt with, it was sorted. You had the new brain cells and the problem solving from earlier exercise that you dealt with the thing, and it's easier to go to sleep. And then spending that energy so that, I don't want to say you're exhausted, but you've spent your energy well. So it's easier to go to sleep and rest your mind and your body to wake up fresh for the next day. So better sleep when you exercise, and increased energy. Again, back to blood flow. I think, when you think about that, is with increased energy, if you're less weighed down with mental stress that's exhausting you, your mind is flowing with good, fresh blood and neurons. So it's just that, you will elevate your energy and have more sustained energy after having exercised. Or sometimes you might not see it right away because it's a new thing for you, or just that intention is new for you. But exercise definitely will help increase your energy. And some people might think, oh, I worked out, now I'm going to be exhausted, or I can't work out before I go do that thing because I'm going to be exhausted. But really, once you get blood flowing, it's amazing. And then all the hormones that are flowing. And then heart health is one that I will refer to, the Fix, her book, where it says exercise and let's see, when you're exercising, this increases the production in the arteries, some big long science word, I can't say it, but it increases the production in the arteries of this substance, and of a substance called nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide is what helps relax blood vessels, inhibits the formation of blood clots, and holds back the development of the plaques in arteries. that are associated with blockages and consequent heart disease. Also, faster flowing blood helps arteries resist the formation of new blockages. So exercise in order to produce more nitrous oxide. I thought that was really cool too, because it's preventative. It can also improve a situation, but it's also preventative. Like it said, that it can resist the formation of new blockages. And who doesn't want to live all your life with a healthy heart? I think most of us can say, me, I want a healthy heart. All right, so moving on to the next slide. All right, so in our modern life, we have to recognize that some things have changed. So definitely our modern life can and does affect our movement and spending time exercising. And I think, if you think back, I don't know how many years, but if you think back a few generations, if you will, and most people did their own farming and spent time outside more, and they didn't have the modern conveniences that we have. They didn't have gym memberships because they had their daily chores. So I do recognize that the level of conveniences we have in our modern life really do sometimes create a situation where it is more difficult to find time for exercising. But please, may it not be something that says, well, I can't because of this, I can't because of that. Please. And Dr. Allison, she once did a great teaching, and she says, change your language from I can't to how can I? So, as you hear this and you're thinking about how would I even add in exercise or an additional movement or just keeping up the level of movement that I have, think of how can I? Don't limit yourself to I can't. And I realized too, with office jobs, you're sitting, you'll have to clock the time doing the thing in front of a computer, but there are, without taking away from your job, there are little things you can do to make sure that you're getting up. Even if you have to set a timer on your phone or your watch or something, that every 50 minutes, just get up. And if you really are pressed for time, just get up and walk around your desk and then get back to the thing you were doing. But just be mindful of, there are little things. How can I include movement in my day? Even if you stood up and did a few stretches, just, upper body squat a few times, just something to just at least and it helps reset your brain. And so again, just to recognize that modern life has affected some of the way that we move, or in some cases move less. So we have to be purposeful with our moving efforts. And one thing that I like to think about is, again, it doesn't matter how you're moving, just that you're moving, and be intentional. And because exercise improves so many things, even our self-esteem, because I'm sure you can think about how that works. If you worked out, you're proud that you did it. It helped you get out of a funk. It helped you, reset your mental state of being. And now you have that improved feeling and confidence, and you feel better. So that's how we can create our own motivation. So sometimes people say, well, I'm just not motivated to work out. Motivation comes and goes. Motivation is all you. And because motivation comes and goes, you need a discipline, or you need a routine, or you need the timer to remind you, it's been 50 minutes. You've been sitting down for 50 minutes. Get up and move, do the things that will help you be disciplined and create a new habit, a new routine. And something I like to think also, or help people with, is, are you good at keeping appointments? Because if you are, then make sure that you do that for yourself. You make an appointment. I'm going to go for a walk before I go to work. Even if it was, walk 5 minutes down the street and walk 5 minutes back, that's making an appointment. I have an appointment with myself to go for that walk, or I'm going to walk my dog. Be creative, whatever it is. Or, oh, I need to move the things in the garage tomorrow. That's movement. I need to move those things because I have to get to my winter clothes, or I have to move the things because I have to get to the fishing rods because we're going on that trip. You make an appointment to, go do something that's going to exert that extra energy, and it benefits you. And the other thing I like to help people think about is, are you good at showing up for a friend? You say, I'll be there. I'll do that for you. I want to help you. Do that for yourself. Do that for yourself. And if you still feel like, okay, it's still intimidating, well, then invite a friend to do it. You don't even have to go into detail over, you might be struggling with the idea of starting something new. You don't even have to share that with that person, but you can invite your neighbor or your friend. Hey, do you want to walk tonight after dinner? Just finding ways to, how can I include movement? Because, it doesn't matter how you do it. You just need to, and it's so good for you. And also don't beat yourself up. If you missed an opportunity during the day, you missed your morning routine of going to the gym or whatever, don't beat yourself up about it. That evening, set a timer and say, or an alarm that 15 minutes before bed, I'm going to be intentional and I'm going to stretch 15 minutes before I go to bed, because you want to relax before you go to bed because you didn't get your exercise in this morning. Stretching or yoga or something simple before you go to bed is still just as valuable. So it's okay if you forgot or it just didn't work out that morning, or something else happened and took its place. Just make time for it and ask, how can I fit it in later that day? So, all right. Managing stress with exercise. This is why we share all these benefits, because yes, movement does offer immediate and long-term benefits for our mind and body. If you've been around any bit of time with Soul Naturals or just hearing about Soul Naturals, we talk lots and lots about mind and body because of the adaptogens and what they do in our bodies. And so there's just so many benefits now, immediate and long-term. Your future self going to the grocery store by yourself and getting your own groceries. Another point, just remembering how you can manage stress with exercise, is that it stimulates the production of endorphins and the other hormones. If you add in all these healthy hormones and you get them pumping and creating, it gives your body an opportunity to push out the other things that aren't serving you right now. Endorphins, we know, improve our mood. It promotes a sense of relaxation and well-being. Endorphins counteract negative effects of cortisol and adrenaline. Many of us, because of stress, just constant state of way too much cortisol and our poor adrenals just working overtime all the time. Exercise also improves our ability to cope with stress by increasing our overall resilience. So just like our adaptogens, exercise and your adaptogens don't take away your stress, doesn't take away the fact that you have to do A, B, C, and D, and you have to do all of them at once. The exercise and your adaptogens don't take away your stress or change your situations or your circumstances. But if you can, improve your ability to cope or to manage your stress, you are going to be more resilient. You're going to be able to problem solve. You're going to be able to think more clearly about the ABC thing that you have to do. And that is just a wonderful thing to think about, that exercise can do that for you, and your adaptogens can help you with that too. And it improves your emotional regulation and reduces anxiety. We talked about that also. And again, just that. Think of what will that do if managing stress with exercise can boost your self-confidence and your self-esteem, what is that really doing for you? That I'm sure you guys can fill in the blanks about what is it really doing for you. That's really exciting to think about. If you have more self-confidence, maybe you are going to go and ask the boss to listen to your new idea, or go out and try that new thing that you thought you never could do, but now I feel like I could do that. And just the self-esteem, being comfortable in this healthy body that you've been given. So that's just another great thing, that when you're trying to manage your stress, you're managing your stress with exercise and adaptogens. Exercise teaches us also to handle challenges and stressful situations in all areas of our life with greater confidence and composure. So again, just repeating that you can't minimize that at all, that is going to happen when you increase exercise. And yes, so moving on to healthy mindset. So exercise, we've probably, I know I have, but we all have done this. But exercise is not a punishment for what you ate or what you do or what you don't like physically. Doesn't that just sound awful? Doesn't that sound just super icky? Wow, that, forgive us for having such a negative thought over exercise, that we think it's only has to do with what we ate and the way we want to look. Exercise is a time for investing in yourself, both mentally and physically. And something that I want to encourage you, again, if you're listening to this and maybe you even read the title of this one and you're like, that is not for me. I am so this, that, and the other. I can't exercise. I hope if you hear this, that you know that if you are using your herbs or you've never used anything by Soul Naturals, sometimes we just need a little bit of something to help us feel better, to consider the idea of exercising. Because if you have chronic pain, if you have injury that really limits you, that you feel like you can't recover from, or you can't regain that strength, the use of these adaptogens and these products by Soul Naturals, we've heard some amazing things where people have been in such a low place that they thought they'd never be able to move forward. And even for myself, I have been through a lot of physical limitations. And so I haven't always been able to do certain things that I can do now. But the herbs brought so much, just over time, using my herbs, really brought so much repair and just pain relief, and even just over time in my mind thinking, well, okay, my body is feeling better. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. And then because your body feels that way, now your mind can catch up and say, you know what, you are able to do more of that. You are able to do this. So the encouragement is I understand that some people, you do need something to help get you going. You need something to just make you feel more confident again, that, all right, well, I don't usually check my own mailbox. Some of us have those community mailboxes that are down the street and around the corner, right? So some of us have been in such chronic pain or such a troublesome situation in our body that we're like, I don't even get the mail anymore. I have my kids get it. I have my neighbor go get it. I understand that sometimes if you need something, and there's lots of herbs that can help you provide some relief in your body, then you can do that. You can feel better, and so you can consider that. So, and working out, again, that's to each his own, because it depends on your level of activity, your level of just strength, or so talk with someone that you trust, talk with someone who will encourage you, talk with someone who says, okay, start with this. And the last thing I'll encourage you with is, whatever you do currently do, don't stop. If you do get the mail once a week, don't stop getting the mail once a week. If you do You name it, you fill it in. Just an encouragement. Don't stop what you're doing, and talk with people who would encourage you when you feel better to do more. And yeah, because it's a lifestyle. Think of your future self.
All right. Thank you, Satinka. Well done. Well done. And there were so many different aspects that I want to draw to, but I especially like the references you made to Dr. Allison's book. And someone asked in the comments if that was available. My understanding is yes, it is available on the Solle website.
Yes.
So check it out. And she also has the book about the 10 mushrooms as well. And the greens.
Yeah, I think it's the greens, but also if you have Spanish speaking friends, it is also available in Spanish, the fix.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right, so let's wrap it up. We have 2 more amazing results shares or testimonies to share with you. One is from Olga. She said, joint pain, among other things, was keeping me from enjoying life to the fullest. I struggled with hip and pelvic pain where I couldn't walk 2 to 3 blocks without being in a lot of pain. After 2.5 months of consistently being on a Solle program, I began to feel so much better with hardly any pain at all. I can now enjoy an active life with my kids and grandkids. This picture was recently taken as I participated in my second 5K walk and run pain-free thanks to these wonderful adaptogens. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is, first of all, how amazing that she went from not only being able to walk 2 to 3 blocks to being able to do the second 5K, which is unbelievable. So that's awesome. But the other thing I wanted to point out is we typically refer to things as a Solle program. And the reason we do that is we really want you to reach out to whomever you invited you. And so we can find the right fit for you, because the right fit for me and the right fit for Satinka may not be the right fit for you. So that's why we keep it really generic and we say Solle program. And then this is one of the most amazing stories that I have read in a long time. And Lord bless Satinka, because this is her friend. But this is from Brandie, and she says, my health journey hasn't been a straight line. Hold on, I gotta move the screen out of the way. And isn't an easy one to tell. I hesitate from sharing because I didn't know where to start. And when people ask what I have done from my amazing transformation, I cannot just point to one thing, but I can point to the one, my amazing Heavenly Father. And I think a lot of us feel that way, where we're not really sure where our health journey started, because a health journey doesn't really start or end. It is a continual thing. And I love what she says about her Heavenly Father too. First of all, I have 3 main chronic conditions, and she lists them. These have caused too many issues even to mention. I was a workaholic that never ate all the wrong things on the go, never drank water. I definitely never took vitamins. And in 2013, my body completely shut down to the point where I was in a wheelchair, out on medical leave, on 9 prescription medications, and sick all the time. So you see right here is a picture of her in her wheelchair. The doctors called me a medical storm or in a unique case, but I couldn't figure me out. I fell into a deep depression and I couldn't push past all the pain until a friend from church sent me a package of love. That was Satinka, a whole bunch of Cinnamate and Vital from Solle Naturals, and I immediately felt my insides start coming to life. I immediately noticed that the flare-ups that took me out of operation for a week at a time would be stopped in their tracks with one comforting cup of Cinnamate, a hug and a mug, as my friend would say. And there, 5 years ago, started my journey with adaptogens in a wonderful world of herbs. Okay, so she's, like we said, she's been on a journey. This has been 5 years, our bodies heal over time. It has taken me a while, and a lot of other habits changed too. I still have my chronic conditions, but I've never been healthier. 4 years ago, I transitioned away from 8 of the 9 prescription medications successfully, praise Jesus, and have been walking independently. I've lost 75 pounds, and I am back to school for fitness, nutrition, and a master herbalist certifications. Crazy to think where I was at and how I'm feeling now. Thank you, Satinka, for loving me enough to share Solle Naturals with me. And that's my soul story. And the greatest thing about her soul story is not just that she transitioned out of a wheelchair, lost 75 pounds, got off of 8 of her 9 medications and all of this, but the coolest thing that I think is that she is now giving back. And so she wants to learn more and she wants to help other people. And so I can feel her heart. And so super duper awesome. So if you've been inspired by any of these stories, please reach out to whomever invited you, or reach out to Satinka or I, and we will help and redirect you wherever you need to go. And as always, we are always looking for more stories. Please feel free at any time to post within the Facebook group. If you're listening to us on YouTube, make sure you join the Facebook group. It's called One Soul on Facebook. If you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called One Soul as well. So just as a reminder, you can get text reminders for any of our soul community, which would be the One Soul Facebook group, YouTube channel, all of that. You just text 1-877-216-2170 and type the word events, and that will give you, the events like this one that we're doing. And if you would like reminders and text messages about sales or promotions or anything like that from Soul Corporate, you can get the Soul Naturals event reminders. Once again, text the word events, and it's a little bit of a different number. It is 833-205-3371. Two different phone numbers. One's more for events and webinars and fun stuff, and the other's for sales and promotions and all of that. So make sure you text to both of them. And thank you, Satinka, and thank you to all of you who shared your testimonies. This has been great, and can't wait to see you guys next week when we're going to talk about sleep. All right, guys, have a good one.